Picture this. Friday night. You're standing in your own kitchen. The good olive oil's out. The pasta water's rolling. Her playlist is on the speaker, that one she made back when she still made playlists for you. Candles. The whole thing. You reach across the counter for her hand. She pulls it back. Can you not? I'm texting your brother. At least he asks how my day went. The Masters is on mute behind you. You're holding a wooden spoon. The sauce is perfect. And the woman you've loved for 6 years just told you your younger brother is better at being your husband than you are. That was my kitchen, my wife, my Friday night. My name is Wesley Grant, and I live in Pensacola, Florida, or I did, until the person I married decided I wasn't worth the effort anymore. Here's some context, and I'll keep it moving because this story doesn't slow down. I'm 39. I ran a tech repair shop on Cervantes Street, the kind of place where half the neighborhood brought their laptops and stayed for coffee. Everybody on the block knew me. I was the guy who remembered your dog's name, brought beer to your cookout, made you laugh when you didn't want to. Magnetic, that's what people called me. Funny, easy to be around. Taylor once told her mother I could charm the paint off a wall. That was year 2. Year 6 sounds different. 2 months ago, the shop went under. Economy shifted, parts got expensive, a chain store opened 4 blocks away. Bankruptcy. The kind where you sit in a lawyer's office and sign papers that erase 7 years of 60-hour weeks. Taylor, that's my wife, 35, manages a dental office downtown. She was great at first. Brought me lunch while I was closing up the shop. Organized paperwork. Called creditors on my behalf. I remember one night she sat on the floor of the shop surrounded by receipts, sorting them into folders she'd labeled in her perfect handwriting. And I thought, this is what marriage is. Someone who shows up when the floor drops out. I should have paid closer attention to when she stopped. The night with the pasta wasn't the first sign. It was just the first one I couldn't explain away. 2 weeks before that, she'd started texting my brother Ryan more than she texted me. Ryan's 34, moved to Pensacola in January after a job transfer. We were close growing up, not anymore, but I'll get to that. I try again after the pasta. Saturday morning. I bring her coffee in bed. She's already on her phone. Taylor. I was thinking we could drive out to the beach. Like we used to. She doesn't look up. Ryan mentioned this new brunch spot on Palafox. I told him I'd check it out. With me? She finally looks at me. That patient, slightly annoyed look, like I'm a coworker who won't stop asking about the stapler. He already made a reservation. For 2. I stand there holding 2 mugs of coffee. One of them has her name on it. I bought it at a craft fair our second year together. She painted pottery that day. We couldn't stop laughing because mine looked like a lopsided ashtray. She said she'd keep it forever. It's in the back of a cabinet now, behind the blender. That woman is gone. The one scrolling past me, I don't know when she arrived. Monday. I come home early from a freelance consultation. I've been picking up IT work, trying to rebuild. The front door is open. Taylor is on the porch, phone to her ear, and she's laughing. Not polite laughing. The kind that comes from your stomach, the kind I haven't heard from her in months. Honestly, Ryan, I feel more seen by you in 2 months than by him in 6 years. I'm standing in the doorway. She turns, sees me. The laugh dies, but not the way it should. Not with guilt. With irritation. It's rude to eavesdrop, Wesley. I live here, and I was having a private conversation with my brother about me. She sets the phone down. You're being dramatic. Ryan actually listens. You just exist in the same room. I want to tell her that I exist in this room because I'm rebuilding a career from wreckage while she keeps score. But I've learned something about arguing with Taylor. It's like trying to fold water. Everything you say gets reshaped into evidence against you. Stay with me here, because what happened next took about 3 weeks, and every one of those weeks peeled back another layer of something I didn't want to see. Ryan starts coming over. Not once a week, 3, for times. Tuesday evening. He's on my porch with Taylor while I'm inside cleaning up the kitchen. Through the window I watch them. She's animated, leaning forward, touching his arm when she talks. Alive. A version of my wife I haven't seen since before the bankruptcy. Since before I stopped being someone she could brag about at dinner parties. I pour myself a glass of water. Stand at the sink. Watch my wife light up for someone else in my own backyard. The sprinkler next door clicks on and off, on and off. Wednesday. I come downstairs. Taylor's putting on earrings in the hallway mirror. Where are you going? Ryan needs help picking out furniture for his apartment. He has zero taste. She laughs. That laugh again, warm, open, unguarded. The one she used to save for me. I could come. It'll be boring for you. She grabs her purse. He said he'd buy me dinner after. Don't wait up. I stand in the hallway. The mirror shows a man in a t-shirt with nowhere to go and a wife who just told him not to wait up for his own brother. I make dinner anyway. Eat alone. Leave a plate in the fridge. She doesn't touch it. Next morning I reach for her in bed, just my hand on her arm, the way I've done 1,000 mornings. She flinches, pulls away like I touched a stove. I'm half asleep, Wesley. That afternoon, Ryan comes to pick her up for something. She opens the door and hugs him. Not a quick hug, a full embrace, 5 seconds, her face against his shoulder. I'm standing 10 feet away in the kitchen holding a coffee cup, watching my wife melt into my brother the way she used to melt into me. Thursday, neighbors cookout. The whole block is there. Burgers, kids running around. Someone's got Jamie Dimon's latest interview playing on their phone talking about the economy and what it means for small businesses. Taylor's standing with a group near the cooler. I walk over with a plate for her. Wesley's between careers, she announces to the group. Doesn't even look at me. Permanently. The silence hits different when it comes from people who've known you for years. Dave from across the street looks at his shoes. His wife, Sarah, finds something fascinating in her coleslaw. The guy holding the phone quietly turns the volume down. I set the plate down. Walk back to the grill. Flip a burger. Don't say a word. Because here's what Taylor doesn't understand about me. I don't explode. I don't make scenes. I just remember. And I remember everything. That Saturday, Ryan shows up for dinner. My dinner. At my table. I made short ribs, took 4 hours. And halfway through, Ryan puts his fork down and looks at me like he's about to deliver a verdict he's been rehearsing in the car. Taylor deserves someone who's fighting for her, Wes. You're just sitting there. I look at Taylor. She's watching me, arms crossed, waiting for me to defend myself. Or crumble. I'm not sure which one she wants. I built a business from nothing. I say. It failed. I'm rebuilding. What exactly does fighting look like to you, Ryan? It looks like showing up. Emotionally. I cooked this meal. I'm sitting at this table. I'm right here. Taylor cuts in. Your brother brought me flowers last week. You can't even remember to text me back. You muted my texts 3 weeks ago, Taylor. She blinks. Ryan glances at her. He didn't know about that part. The table goes quiet. 3 plates of short ribs getting cold. Nobody picks up a fork. I needed space, Taylor says. And I gave it to you. You're welcome. Ryan looks between us like he just walked into the middle of a movie. Which, in a way, he did. He's only seen the version Taylor directed. Here's what I didn't know yet, and this part changes everything about what I just told you. Grace Johnson, my best friend's wife. She and Taylor have been talking for weeks. Not the normal kind of talking, the kind where Grace feeds Taylor stories about me. Half-truths, exaggerations, things twisted just enough to sound damning. Grace told Taylor I emotionally checked out of a relationship before we met. That it's a pattern. That I'm the kind of man who disappears when things get real. She told Taylor about a fight I had with an ex that never happened the way Grace described, because Grace wasn't there. She heard a version from someone who heard a version, and she added her own seasoning. But Taylor didn't check with me. She forwarded Grace's texts to Ryan. As proof, my own brother built his entire opinion of me on gossip from a woman who gets her energy from other people's marriages collapsing. I find this out by accident. Wednesday afternoon. I'm in the kitchen. Taylor left her iPad on the counter. A notification pops up. Grace's name. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. Grace. I told you. He did the same thing to his ex. Honestly, I made half of it up, but it worked, right? Taylor. It doesn't matter if it's true. Ryan believes it. I read it 3 times. Then I put the iPad down exactly where I found it. Face down. Just like she keeps her phone. Back porch. Cold coffee in a mug from inside. I sit there until the streetlights come on, and the air turns damp, and I can hear a couple arguing 2 buildings over about something that sounds trivial and enormous at the same time. She doesn't need the truth. She needs the narrative. And my brother is buying every word because it's easier to believe on the pattern than to ask why his sister-in-law is spending every evening at his apartment. I almost convince myself it doesn't matter. Maybe Grace exaggerated, but Taylor's frustration is real. Maybe I have been distant. Maybe the bankruptcy broke something between us, and this is just how the cracks widen. Then Thursday. Taylor comes home, kisses my cheek, asks what's for dinner. Same smile. Same voice. Like those texts don't exist. Like she didn't write, "It doesn't matter if it's true," 12 hours ago. Because for her, nothing changed. The narrative is set. The audience is convinced. My feelings are a loose thread she doesn't need to pull. I walk to the back porch. Bare feet on warm concrete. Pensacola heat holding on past sunset. I stay there until the porch light clicks off and the mosquitoes find me. I don't want to call a lawyer. But I remember her face the last time I tried to bring something up. That patient, annoyed look. The one that says you're being dramatic again. She'd deny the texts. She'd call me paranoid. She'd tell Ryan I was losing it. And Ryan would believe her because Ryan already believes everything. So I call Tony Kelly instead. Divorce attorney. Quiet, thorough. Over the next 2 weeks, I watch without reacting. And what I see puts everything into focus so sharp it almost hurts. Taylor starts spending evenings at Ryan's apartment. She says she needs space to figure things out. But she's not figuring anything out. She's performing for a new audience while I'm still cooking dinner for two. Tuesday night. I'm on the couch reading a trade article on my laptop. She's getting ready to leave. "You need space from me," I say, "but you need company from him." It's different. Ryan doesn't make me feel like I'm failing. Failing at what? Taylor. At being married to you. She grabs her keys. I notice a note on the fridge. White Lotus S4 watch party. Ryan's, Thursday 8 p.m. Just the two of them. That's a date. I say quietly, more to myself than to her. She hears me. It's a TV show, Wesley. Not everything is about you. The door closes. I sit with my laptop. The article is about how small tech businesses are rebounding post-bankruptcy. I can't focus on a single word. Here's where I finally see what's been right in front of me for years, and I kick myself for not catching it sooner. When my business was failing, Taylor was electric. She organized. She planned. She showed up with coffee and legal pads and timelines. The most engaged, most alive version of herself I'd seen since we were dating. I thought she was being supportive. I thought that was love showing up in a crisis. She was being needed. That was her fuel. The moment I started picking myself up, freelance clients calling back, a new business idea taking shape, some energy returning to my voice, she went cold. Pulled away. Started comparing me to Ryan, to Grace's fictional version of my past, to anyone who made me look insufficient. When I got a new contract, she said, "Well, Alicia's husband started his company 3 years ago, and they're already profitable." When I was excited about an idea, she'd sigh and say, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves again." She doesn't want me fixed. She needs me broken. That's when she knows what her role is. A functioning Wesley is a Wesley who doesn't need rescuing, and that terrifies her more than any bankruptcy ever did. "All men give up when things get hard," she says one evening. We're in the living room. She's folding laundry, mine, which she hasn't touched in weeks. A peace offering, or a stage prop. I can't tell anymore. My ex was exactly the same. Your ex left because you told him his promotion didn't count because Derek in accounting got it 2 years earlier. She stops folding. A shirt hangs from her hands, half folded. "Who told you that?" "You did. Our second date. You laughed about it. Said he was too sensitive." "That's not. I didn't mean it like, you said," and I quote. "He couldn't handle honest feedback." Taylor, I'm not all men. I'm not your ex. Tell me what I specifically did wrong. She goes quiet. Not the quiet of someone thinking, the quiet of someone whose script just ran out of pages. "You're twisting things," she says finally. I'm repeating them. She walks out of the room. The half-folded shirt stays on the couch between us. 2 days later, she's warm again. Makes my favorite breakfast, eggs, sourdough, the hot sauce I like. Sits next to me on the couch after dinner and puts her head on my shoulder. "I'm sorry," she whispers. "I know I've been hard on you. I just get scared when things change. I don't want to lose you." And here's the thing, part of me believes her. My chest opens up. I put my arm around her, and for 20 minutes the apartment smells like sourdough and possibility, and I think, maybe we can fix this. Maybe the woman from the craft fair is still in there, buried under the fear and the noise and Grace Johnson's poison. "I'm not going anywhere," I say. She looks up, eyes soft. "Promise, promise." You know that feeling when you give someone the last honest thing you have, and you can feel the exact moment it stops being safe? That lasted until Sunday. Sunday morning. I'm in the shower. Come out, and she's sitting on the edge of the bed with my phone in both hands. The screen is unlocked. "Who's Molly Peterson?" "My friend. From the shop." She ran inventory for 3 years. She texted you a smiley face. It's a reaction to a meme about crude oil prices. Her husband works at a refinery. It's a running joke we've had since the shop was open. I don't believe you. You can read the entire thread. Every message. Go ahead. I don't need to read it. I know how this works. I'm standing there in a towel, dripping on the carpet, being cross-examined about an emoji. And something clicks into place, something I've been circling for months without touching. She'll never believe me. Not because the evidence is suspicious, but because suspicion is her operating system. She doesn't check my phone to find something. She checks it to confirm what she already decided before she picked it up. I'm not going to defend an emoji, Taylor. Then I guess we know where we stand. We do. I'm ready to answer for my actions. But not for your doubts. She stares at me. Something flickers behind her eyes. Not guilt, not anger. Something closer to recognition. Like she heard the words, but doesn't know what to do with them. Then she picks up her own phone, face down on the nightstand, always face down, every single day since I've known her, and walks out of the bedroom without a word. That night, I drive to my parents' old house on the edge of town. The one I keep up, but nobody lives in. 3 bedrooms, a wraparound porch, my dad's workshop still in the back with pencil marks on the workbench where he measured boards for the railing. It's been sitting in the family trust, waiting for someone to need it. I walk through every room, turn on every light. The place smells like my mother's detergent. I've been using the same brand without realizing it. I stand in the kitchen and put my hands on the counter and breathe. Nobody asks me where I've been. Nobody checks my phone. Nobody tells me the counter needs wiping. The house just holds me. Todd Cole comes by Wednesday morning. Real estate guy I know from the shop days. Not selling, I tell him. Moving in. What does it need? New water heater, some drywall patches, a deep clean. Nothing structural. Give me a week. 5 days, Todd. Tony Kelly's office. Tuesday afternoon. I sit there for 90 minutes and lay it all out. The texts, Grace's fabrications, the brother, the interrogations, the muted messages, the face-down phone. He listens without interrupting. When I'm done, he leans back and steeples his fingers. The house is in a trust. She has no claim to it. Your business debts are sole proprietorship. They're yours, but so is the clean slate. You have no children together. The marriage is 6 years. Wesley, you're in a better position than you think. I'm not trying to destroy her, Tony. Then don't. But protect yourself. Because from what you're telling me, nobody else is going to. I just want it clean. Clean I can do. I drive home. Taylor is in the kitchen making tea. She looks at me, really looks, for the first time in weeks. You seem different, she says. Different how? I don't know. Calm. She narrows her eyes. Where were you? Running errands. What errands? The kind that take 90 minutes. That's not an answer, Wesley. It's the answer I have. She sets the kettle down harder than necessary. You're hiding something. I'm not hiding. I'm just not explaining. There's a difference. She stares at me, and for half a second I see something flicker across her face. Not anger, not suspicion. Fear. The look of a woman who just realized the thing she's been pushing away might actually leave. Fine, she says. Keep your secrets. I don't respond. Because she's right, I am keeping secrets. But they're not the kind she thinks. They're not about another woman or hidden money. They're about a man who finally decided to protect himself from the person who was supposed to protect him. Thursday evening. Taylor is at Ryan's for their White Lotus watch party. The apartment is empty for the first time in weeks. I pack 2 suitcases. Not everything, just what matters. My dad's watch. The photo from our first apartment. The one where we're painting the bedroom, and her face has a streak of blue across her nose. My tools. Clothes for 2 weeks. The lopsided pottery mug from the craft fair, the one I made. The ugly, beautiful, imperfect one. She can keep hers. I don't leave a note. Notes are for people who want to be talked out of leaving. Friday morning. The old house. Coffee on the porch. The neighbor's sprinkler hits the fence in a rhythm that sounds like someone slowly clapping. I'm 39 years old, sitting on my dead father's porch in a house that smells like my mother, and I'm alone in a way that should feel worse than it does. But the quiet here is different from the quiet in that apartment. This quiet doesn't interrogate me. It doesn't compare me to my brother. It doesn't need me to fail so it can feel necessary. My phone rings. Ryan. What the hell, Wesley? Taylor says you left. That's correct. You can't just... She's your wife, man. She's devastated. She told me I'm between careers permanently. In front of the whole block. She told you I was emotionally absent, based on text from Grace Johnson, half of which Grace admitted she made up. She compared me to you at my own dinner table while eating short ribs I spent 4 hours making. She interrogated me over an emoji while her phone sits face down 24 hours a day. She needs space from me, but watches TV at your apartment every Thursday. I take a sip of coffee. It's still hot. Which part of that sounds like a woman who wants me to stay, Ryan? Silence. Traffic on his end. A car horn somewhere. She was frustrated, Wes. The bankruptcy, Ryan. You're right. She deserves better. Take care of her. I hang up, and I mute Taylor's texts. Don't block, just mute. The same thing she did to me 2 months ago. The difference is I'm not pretending I didn't. 3 weeks. That's how long it takes for the pattern to find its next host. Ryan calls from a parking lot. I can hear it in his voice before he says a word. That thin, bewildered tone I used to hear in my own recordings when I'd leave myself voice memos at 2 in the morning, trying to understand what was happening to my marriage. She accused me of hiding money. Do you have money to hide? I don't even know. She went through my phone while I was in the shower. Wesley, she went through my phone while I was in the shower. Asked about every woman in my contacts. Found a text from my coworker Lisa and said the thumbs up emoji was suspicious. He takes a breath. She told me my ex-girlfriend was better at being present. I don't even know what that means. I close my eyes. Lean back in the porch chair. The sprinkler next door hits the fence. Hit, hit, hit. Now you know why I was just sitting there. Long pause. I hear him breathing. Something shifts in the silence. The sound of a man realizing he owes an apology he doesn't have the words for yet. I told you she deserved better, he says. Quiet now. No verdict in his voice. Just gravel. She does, Ryan. Go be better. He doesn't say anything for a while. Then, I'm sorry, Wes. I know. I end the call. Set the phone face up on the porch railing. Face up, because I've got nothing to hide and nobody to perform for. 2 weeks later. Tuesday at dusk. I'm in the kitchen sanding down a cabinet door I pulled from the workshop, my hands busy, my mind finally quiet. Then headlights sweep across the front window. Taylor's car in the driveway. The porch light clicks on, still on the timer my dad set 8 years ago, like the house has been waiting for this moment longer than I have. She stands at the door and knocks. I don't move. The sandpaper stops. I hold the cabinet door in both hands and listen. She knocks again. Wesley, please. I know you're in there. Can we just talk? The house is warm. The lopsided mug is on the counter with coffee in it. My laptop is open to a new client proposal, a managed IT contract that would be the first real income since the shop closed. Fresh paint on the workshop walls. New water heater humming in the utility room. This house is becoming something. So am I. She knocks a third time. Softer now. Waits. Then I hear her footsteps down the porch stairs. The car door. The engine. Tires on gravel, then asphalt, then gone. My phone buzzes on the table. Her name on the screen. I don't look at it. Not because I'm angry, because there's nothing left to read. She needed me broken, and I rebuilt myself anyway, just not into something she can use. I'm not a project that needs to be finished. I'm a person someone can just live next to. She never figured out the difference. I still make pasta on Friday nights. Same olive oil. Same wooden spoon. Table set for one. The sauce has never been better. Dear listeners, that's our ending. If it resonated, subscribe to support the channel. See you next time.